Hey everyone, it's me Tiffany with Tiff HALPs. I'm here in Miami and I wish I was like by palm trees or the water or something, but it's pretty late here, so I'm at the place where I'm staying. I'm in the guest bedroom, which is the childhood bedroom of someone. I know her, but she's not here right now. My supervisor's little sister, so I'm staying at their place in Miami because I'm here for training for that new job that I told you all about. And like, isn't this so cute? Look at this wall. It's so cute. It's like what dreams are made of. But anyways, you might have noticed I'm engaged. Look, yay! I did it. So that's new. Lots of exciting stuff happening in my life lately, which interestingly enough, the topic that was already planned for this week is HALP. I think my boyfriend's cheating on me, and it's kind of fitting because I feel like, you know, I've been through a lot of good relationships and bad relationships, and reflecting on those experiences with exes, I feel like even the times that really sucked really shaped me into who I am today, the person I am today that gets to marry someone I really love and who's super amazing. Anyway, my fiance called me, so I had to pause the video real quick, but anyways, so yeah, let's just talk about it a little bit. About cheating, why people cheat, what to do. Then after, I might as well just tell you my engagement story to lighten things up at the end. So for me, my experience with cheating, I don't know that I've ever been like physically cheated on. I hope not. It's possible. But I've definitely been emotionally cheated on. And I know this because literally every single one of my long-term exes is still with the girl that they got with like 2 days to like a week or a month or so after we broke up. So even if like nothing happened physically, like I'm pretty sure that like I know at least one person was trying to home wreck, and the others I'm sure that there was, you know, like flirting going on or like talking intimately behind my back and stuff, but that's okay, you know, I forgive them. And you know, I don't think it's ever okay to cheat either way, but I think that there's always a reason behind it. And I think the reason behind it in a nutshell is really just when in a relationship between two people, if someone's expectations aren't met, they're gonna look to fulfill that somewhere else in some other way. And some people, if they have no self-control or, you know, don't share that value of monogamy, then they try to find fulfillment for that expectation in someone else. Of course, at the expense of their partner, if their partner finds out. So, and even if they don't find out, I guess. But anyway, I tweeted the other day this equation that I thought of while I was in the shower, and it goes expectations minus assumptions. Nope, that's not what it was. Okay, expectations minus communication equals assumptions, disappointment, and oftentimes unhealthy relationships. And I truly believe that that's the case because a lot of the things that go wrong in relationships, the antidote for that is communication. And communication looks different for some people than others. Some people are more verbal, some, you know, speak more with their actions, things like that. And so when those expectations that you have of someone in a relationship aren't met, then you're disappointed and you try to find a way to feel better, sometimes with someone else. And so one good way to illustrate this is, you may have heard of the 5 love languages, and it's a book and it's also a free assessment that you could take online yourself and also have your significant other take. And it's basically 5 different ways that we prefer to give, receive, or just communicate love and affection. And the 5 are acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts, physical touch, and quality time. That might be 4, but I don't know, I'm really tired. It's 3 hours ahead of my usual time here. But anyway, an example with that, with expectations not being met, is like, for example, say somebody's love language is words of affirmation. So they need to hear words of affirmation, whether it's compliments or just, you know, encouraging words to feel loved and supported. If they're looking for those, but their significant other, maybe they express their love through acts of service. You know, they're picking up the slack on chores or just doing something nice to make their life easier, like, I don't know, washing their car, or just because they felt like it, they're expressing love that way, but maybe they don't say those compliments or words of affirmation. So that first person is thinking like, oh, my partner is not showing me that they love me because they never say anything. Yet, that second partner is thinking like, well, I'm doing all these things for you, why can't you tell that I love you? So see, there's that mismatch in expectations, and then you're not communicating that. Oftentimes we just get disappointed, and then we get bitter and frustrated, and then we act out on that. So if we're able to understand ourselves and understand each other through communication, we could avoid, that lack of fulfillment from happening. And I keep saying expectations and not like needs in a relationship, because I truly believe that we should never really need someone in terms of relationships, even though like I love that song, like you're all I need to get by. I think that a lot of times, me growing up, I feel like the end goal was always just to get in a relationship, then I'll be happy, then I'll be enough or worthy, like, oh yeah, I got a guy, so that means I'm cool, or like I'm pretty or whatever. But it's, when you get into a relationship, that's just the beginning, and the most successful relationships that I've seen are when you're able to identify your own needs as a person and be able to, I don't like that. All right, lost my train of thought, but yeah, I think that we should never feel like we need each other, because it's like, you have I said this in the last video in a different context, but you have everything that you need within you. If you really try to work on yourself, work on your personal growth and self-awareness, you're able to know what your needs are and how to fulfill them, but not necessarily relying on just one person to fulfill it, if that makes sense. And so I really emphasize not feeling like you're not getting your needs fulfilled. It's really that you're not getting your expectations filled. And so with all that, basically that's really why I think people cheat, just that unfulfillment of expectations. And so in terms of what you do if you think someone's cheating on you, I know it's hard, but just communicate, because one of the times that I've kind of figured out something was going on, and I don't want to get too specific because, I never want to be like defaming anyone on the internet, or, a lot of you know some of my exes, so I don't want you to like think badly of them, because that's not what I want. But basically, I'll speak in more general terms. It's just like there was a time when instead of confronting it, I kind of did shady things myself and kind of snooped, and then that just adds fuel to that fire that's burning down your relationship, So just try to communicate, and, once you do, just talking about like thinking about what motivated them to do it, it's not like it's your fault, but just thinking about where did that miscommunication happen, and from there deciding like, is this something that you can both live with? Are you able to trust each other again? And if needed, definitely try to get like a neutral third party to help support you through this, whether that's like a relationship counselor or a pastor, or Tiff helps. I could be pretty neutral in these situations, especially if like I don't know your partner that well or something like that. But yeah, just definitely getting some more objective views on what's happening and perspectives, that could help. And then also, like, there's a lot of really good websites out there that I'll link below. One of my favorites that one of my favorite former coworkers told me about is called loveisrespect.org, and this one is actually meant to prevent dating violence and abuse in general, but they have a lot of really good content on there about like relationship communication and setting boundaries, and how to be a good significant other, and also what to do if your relationship is unhealthy and perhaps even abusive, in which case there's always ways to get help. And you could also always talk to me about that kind of stuff too, because I used to work with those types of things at my old job at Cal State Long Beach when I worked with their sexual assault and domestic violence prevention program and support for survivors programs. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish I was a little more coherent right now, but we had a really long day at the office today. But yeah, so quickly, I'll tell you my engagement story. The engagement was really cute. I kind of had a feeling that it was happening that day because it was after church, and usually we defer to my choice of where we eat after church. But Oliver was very adamant about it being at a specific place, which is one of my favorite restaurants to have brunch in Long Beach, which is Claire's at the museum. So it's this really cute outdoor cafe that overlooks the ocean, and you can see the Queen Mary. It's really nice. So we went there after church. It was kind of a long wait, but it was okay. We just kind of sat in the grass, all cute, you know. And so we sit down and we eat our meal, and it's really delicious as usual. And near the end of the meal, when they kind of cleared our plates, the waitress came up with this random Trader Joe's reusable bag, and then she hands it to Oliver, and then I'm like, oh, what's that? And he pulls out his portable turntable, and then he hands me a little placard looking thing. It's like this rectangle. I'll picture it here. So it's basically like a printed photo on this special type of plastic that you're able to press into a record, kind of like a vinyl record. And so he told me to play it, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know you could make records this way. And so I guess the thing that he'd been working on was he produced like a beat, so kind of like instrumental jazzy, and on there you see it says refreshing taste, and that is the name of the playlist that we made when we first started kind of getting to know each other and talking, to just like share music that we like that was kind of out of the ordinary. And the picture on there was just like from one of our first dates, and so just like really sweet. And after he had me start playing the record, I barely remember what he said because I was just so happy in the moment, but he said something along the lines of like, I think you know what's about to happen right now. And then yeah, so he said a lot of very kind, beautiful things to me, and then got down on one knee and proposed. And of course I said yes, and you know, and it was really cute. I felt like I was in a movie or a sitcom or something, because the other restaurant patrons were like clapping and cheering for us, and the couple next to us, the guy snapped a photo of it happening. And so that was really nice, and he sent it to us, and then they even like shared some of their bottle of champagne with us, and it was just a really special moment. It was a very Long Beach moment. If you live in Long Beach, you know what I'm talking about, just those magical Long Beach moments that happen. So like I feel like it was magical for us, and then also just magical for the other people that were there to be able to see a random engagement, because that's always a sweet thing to stumble upon, right? But yeah, so I'll give some updates on the wedding and everything, and I'm really excited, and I'm really happy, and just really thankful, you know, like I mentioned earlier in this video. Yeah, I was in other relationships long term that I thought were gonna work out, but you know, it's okay that they didn't. I'm definitely just a stronger person now as an individual than I was like in any of the relationships I've been in the past, and I think that's so important, you know, like to really love yourself and know that you are loved before, you know, being able to commit yourself to someone else. I think that's what makes our relationship work. That, you know, of course we're a really happy couple and we love and support each other, but we know that even if we weren't together or something happened to either of us, like we'd still be okay. That sounds kind of morbid, but like, you know what I mean. So like I'm really happy right now. I wish you all the best if, you know, you're in a relationship or in a rocky one, or you're looking to find that special someone. You know, I believe that, like I said earlier, you have everything you need within you, and you'll find the right person, but the best place to start is right with yourself. Get your mind and heart right first. And so yeah, that's it today for Tiff HALPs. I hope this was helpful for you. I know it's kind of not along the lines of like career and things like that, but like I always say, you are worth so much more than your productivity. And as you know, if you're going through relationship stuff, like it's really hard to get things done. So that's why I really like to help people through their relationship issues and other things that may be causing them distress or insecurities, so that you can focus on the things that you want to get done and do. And I'm still doing like 30-minute free consultations for Tiff HALPs. If anyone's interested, I'll give the info below, or you could email me at tiffhalps@gmail.com. Alright everyone, I'll talk to you next time from maybe someone else's childhood bedroom. Okay, bye!